You can run until your feet bleed. You can starve yourself. You can do crunches every single day. And your belly will still stick out. Because the fat you're fighting isn't the real problem. The fat you can pinch? Harmless. The fat that's actually killing you? You can't even touch it. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to get rid of it, fast, using a biological combination code most people never learn. Most people think belly fat is just stored energy. Eat less. Move more. Burn calories. Simple, right? Wrong. The soft, jiggly fat under your skin is called subcutaneous fat. It's passive. It's annoying. But it's not dangerous. The real problem is something else entirely. It's called visceral fat. Visceral fat is buried deep inside your torso. It wraps around your liver. It squeezes your pancreas. It presses against your heart. And here's the terrifying part. You can be skinny everywhere else, arms, legs, face, and still have a dangerous amount of this fat inside you. That condition has a name. TOFI. Thin outside. Fat inside. And metabolically, it's often worse than being obese. Here's a simple test. Stand up. Relax your stomach. Press your belly. If it's soft and squishy, that's mostly subcutaneous fat. But if your belly sticks out like you swallowed a basketball, and it feels hard, firm, tight, that's visceral fat. That pressure you feel? That's fat pushing outward from inside your abdominal wall. That's not a cosmetic issue. That's your liver asking for help. Visceral fat isn't just storage. It behaves like an organ. It releases inflammatory chemicals. It disrupts hormones. It drives insulin resistance. In other words, it actively makes you sicker. Think of visceral fat like a parasite. It feeds on inflammation. It thrives on oxidative stress. And the more stressed your system becomes, the more it grows. That's why people diet harder, train harder, and somehow get worse metabolic health. They're fighting the wrong enemy. When most people want to lose belly fat, they panic. They slash calories. They skip meals. They fast aggressively without preparation. Here's the problem. Your body is not stupid. When calories drop too low, your metabolism adapts. Hormones shift. Fat loss slows. Visceral fat? It often stays. Diet is good for weight loss. Exercise is what specifically targets visceral fat. And that distinction changes everything. To eliminate visceral fat, you need to do 3 things. Remove its fuel. Block its enzymes. Burn it out. Precisely. Not harder. Smarter. Let's start with food, but not in the boring way. Visceral fat feeds on oxidative stress. Think of your cells like an engine. When an engine runs too hot for too long, it rusts. That rust inside your body is oxidative stress, unstable molecules damaging cells and signaling fat storage. Visceral fat loves that environment. So to kill it, we remove the rust. The most powerful natural rust removers are called carotenoids. These are the pigments that give plants their color. Orange in carrots. Red in tomatoes. Deep green in spinach. A double-blind Japanese study increased carotenoid-rich vegetables, especially carrots and cabbage, for just 8 weeks. What happened? Oxidative stress dropped. Fat-burning genes turned on. Fat storage genes turned off. Result: a significant reduction in visceral fat, without extreme dieting. Rule is simple. If your food is beige, it feeds the parasite. If it's deeply colored, it fights it. Carrots, spinach, bell peppers, sweet potatoes, squash. This isn't about calories. It's about cellular signaling. Now let's talk about what you're drinking. Green tea doesn't burn fat by magic. It works because of catechins, especially one called EGCG. Here's what they do. First, they increase fat oxidation. They help unlock fat from storage. Second, they inhibit lipase, the enzyme that absorbs dietary fat in your gut. Translation: less fat gets stored. More fat gets burned. But here's where people mess it up. Bottled green tea from the store? That's sugar water. You want matcha or sencha. Why? Because you're consuming the entire leaf, which means a massive catechin dose. And there's synergy here. Caffeine revs the engine. Catechins unlock the fuel tank. 1-2 punch. Now we get to movement. And this is where everything flips upside down. You don't need marathons. You don't need HIIT until you puke. You don't need to live in the gym. A powerful meta-analysis looked at 117 studies on exercise and visceral fat. Conclusion: exercise is a laser-guided missile for visceral fat. Then there was a specific Japanese protocol. Participants cycled 45 minutes, just 2 times per week, at 75% of VO peak. After 2 months, a scale barely changed. A visceral fat dropped 48%. A insulin sensitivity improved 41%. That's essentially reversing prediabetes. You don't need lab equipment. Use the talk test. Can sing perfectly? Too easy. Can't speak at all? Too hard. Can talk in full sentences but sound winded? That's it. You should sound like you just walked up a few flights of stairs. That's the zone where visceral fat dies. Here's the trap almost everyone falls into. They think more suffering equals more results. But dieting hits a wall. Exercise doesn't. A major study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found visceral fat loss from exercise is dose-dependent. More movement, more visceral fat loss. No plateau. Starvation slows you down. Movement speeds you up. Here's your simple plan. 1. Add color to every meal. Deep greens, reds, oranges. 2. Swap 1 coffee for matcha. No sugar. Keep it clean. 3. Do cardio at 75% intensity. 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week. Consistency beats intensity. Your body wants to heal. It just needs the right signal. If this helped you, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.